Hi everybody, it's Rexanna with Garden of Herbs, and I'm going to do a quick video on a tincture. I had started this tincture and then I had to go away for a while, and I'm back, and this is a great pain reliever tincture. And what this tincture is for is kind of several different things. It's an anti-inflammatory. The tincture in itself is white willow bark, but I use it for pain. If a lot of people, it's you could just go over the counter and get you some aspirin, but for me, I try to stay away from over-the-counter drugs. Being an herbalist, I try to do everything I can to get everything from nature, herbs, of course, you know, teas, tinctures, and stuff like that. So I'm going to try to do this. I'm not going to be listing everything that you can use white willow for. You can go out there, do your own research. I have a little bit because I've been camping and so forth. I've been using parts of my body that I have overused my body. A lot of times, same thing when you're in the garden, you might extend parts of your body, and that's what I've done. So my back is hurting a little bit today, so this is a great pain reliever. It starts out, you put your white willow in here. You know, I don't do exact measurements, I do parts. This expands a lot in this. This is a 1.5-pint jar. So always when you see how much the white willow is up to here, it grows a lot. It just expands, your white willow bark will expand a lot. So I'm curious to see how much actual tincture we get out of this jar. So I just wanted to go over before we actually, you know, do this. I was going to talk a little bit. There are a number of species of white willow trees, and one of them is white willow. It's out of Europe. It's called black willow or pussy willow. It's a beautiful tree. Kind of hangs down like that. Our ancestors used this quite frequently, and the aspirin company, before they started making putting a lot of like cornstarch and additives in there, it was a quite pure, very pure product in the early days. But they've kind of gotten away from the purity. I remember at my grandparents' house, we used to go in there, in their cabinet, they used to have BC powder, and it was very pure BC powder. And they used to put it in a little bit of liquid, or they'd just straight down the hatch and follow it with a chase of water. And I remember for many years, they didn't have the actual tablets because they kept it as pure as possible. That tells you a little bit about my age. But anyway, it was, now we make it in an extract or tincture, whatever you want to call it, and it's more of a supplement, in the supplement form. But back to the species, it's called crack willow or purple willow. It has, it's called psilocin, and it's absorbed, and it breaks down into various salicylate, and it's derived, and it's in health promoting capillaries. And the effects of the white willow take a little bit longer to kick in than aspirin, but they tend to last a lot longer, and it kind of balances you out. It does take away fevers, and it doesn't have all the adverse side effects that aspirin does. It's an anti-inflammatory, and for me, I just use it mainly for pain because, like I said, you know, I don't like to use over-the-counter drugs. And that's just about all that I'm going to say about it right now. It's good to have on hand in your medicine chest. in case you do have a headache or in case you do have some back pain. It's good because a lot of people that do suffer from, what are those called, migraines, it's good to get it in and get it started before you get a migraine that's way down the road and it's hard to stop. So without further ado, all you're going to need is a strainer like so and a big measuring cup, and then just take this off, take your lid off. You might want to give it a good shake. And then I'm just going to kind of put this down a little bit. You don't have to see me because I want you to see the process here. And I'll get you in a little bit closer so you can hopefully see what I'm doing. And then, oh, it's been on there a while. So we will, yeah, we'll get that out. And I do believe, as far as the directions go, you know, I use these little tincture bottles like this for it to measure out to be what we're used to. The you'll need 3, if you have a little tincture bottle like this, you want about 60 drops, which this, if you get, I'll show you what I'm talking about. You want about 2 full drops, which you're full, you don't have to go all the way up here. You want about halfway, that's a full, and you're going to get 30 of these. That'll be about 30 drops in each one of these droplets. You'll get 30 drops, so you'll want 2 of these underneath the tongue. And that will give you a measurement of 60. So you want 2 of those underneath the tongue, and it's a nice dark color. And just gonna use this to press down on it. Underneath the tongue, if you're about 150 pounds or more, which most adults are, about 150 pounds or more, then that's a good healthy dose of what you need underneath the tongue. And that will be, for an adult dose, that's like about 2 aspirins. Not baby aspirin, that's an adult aspirin. And then, I'm just going to put this in a bowl for now. Now, if you're a child, you just want to kind of half that dose, and it doesn't matter. You don't have to get it totally full. If you're a child, you may want to go like less than 30. If it's 10 under, you definitely want it under. And I'll write all this out. Under 30 drops if it's under 3. And if you have an allergy to aspirin, you may want to avoid this. And if you're pregnant and lactating, you may want to consult a physician. I'm going to just pour some of this. Whoop, I'm going to get my little funnel over here. But people have been doing this for centuries. And this is a really strong, you would think to yourself, why don't they do it that way? What made them stop doing it? I really wish I could have the answer to that, but I don't know. I don't know why they stopped doing that. But this is 1 full tincture right here. That right there is about 30 drops right there. And so you want one of those to go underneath your tongue. And then you label it white willow, and you can even put at the bottom, you can put aspirin or natural homemade aspirin or white willow for pain. But you always want to do like a little sheet. You want to educate your family on what you just did. Tell everybody in the household what this is, how to use it. I always do a little sheet of paper. I always tell my husband what it is. I tell everybody, you know, this is our homemade aspirin. This is our natural pain relief. And I will link this to the cayenne pepper because I did a cayenne pepper. It's a, I went ahead and made the oil, but I did not talk about the actual finished product, which is a cream, a cayenne pepper. It's a topical pain cream for the back. And sometimes you can take something internally, but you may not want to, you just may want to put some back cream on. My husband uses back cream, and he doesn't always, you know, he sometimes needs both. So I'm going to put the cayenne pepper, and I'll put do a short little video on the back cream for the cayenne pepper, because cayenne pepper is a good back cream. So that's all for now. I'll link that cayenne pepper cream with this, which you could take this if you're needing both. And that's all for now. Y'all have a blessed day. Bye-bye. Questions or comments, and subscribe to gardenofherbstx@gmail.com. Bye-bye.